The refueling station floated in silence around a dying star. Its light was weak and red, shining through the cracks of broken windows. Inside the old metal halls, one human moved slowly, fixing pipes and cleaning dust that had gathered for years. His name was Ryan. He was a mechanic, sent here by the Human Union to maintain the station's systems. Most people would have gone mad in such a lonely place, but Ryan had learned to live with the quiet. The hum of old machines was his only friend. Every morning, Ryan walked through the same halls, carrying a small cleaning bot on his shoulder. He called the bot Pip. It could not talk much, only beep and flash a green light when it was happy. Together, they fixed broken vents, replaced filters, and checked the oxygen pumps. It was routine work, and Ryan liked it that way. Routine kept the mind calm. But one day, something unusual happened. While walking near the lower hangar, Ryan saw a door half buried under rusted crates. The door was not on any of his maps. He looked closer and noticed alien symbols etched into the metal. His curiosity woke up after a long time. He moved the crates one by one, coughing as dust filled the air. When the door finally opened, cold air rushed out, and a dim blue light flickered inside. Ryan stepped in carefully. The hangar was dark, but when his eyes adjusted, he saw it, a ship unlike any human design. It was smooth and curved, almost like it was alive. The hull shimmered faintly under the thin layer of dust and dried coolant. Its surface had cracks that looked like scars. Ryan slowly walked around it, amazed. There were no engines at the back, no visible fuel lines. Yet it looked like it could travel faster than any vessel he had seen before. "Pip, record this," he said. The bot beeped and flashed. Ryan brushed his hand against the hull. It felt cold, almost like ice. Then, something happened. A small pulse of light ran across the ship, and a gentle voice spoke inside his mind. "Human." Ryan froze. The voice was soft, calm, and full of sadness. He looked around, but there was no one there. "Who said that?" he asked, his heart beating fast. "I am the vessel," the voice replied. "I have waited for so long, please. Wash me." Ryan took a step back. He had heard stories about AI ships before, but this felt different. The voice did not sound like a program. It sounded alive. He looked at the hull again. The light pulsed faintly, as if the ship was breathing. "You are alive?" he whispered. "I was," the ship said. "My systems are broken. My body is covered in dust and corrosion. I cannot see the stars anymore. Please help me, human. Clean me, restore me. I want to feel the light again." Ryan felt something stir inside him. He had spent months alone fixing dead machines. This one spoke with feeling, with hope. He took a deep breath. "All right," he said softly. "I'll help you. But I don't know your kind. I'll need time to understand your systems." "I will guide you," the voice said. "My name is Loom." "Loom?" he repeated. The name felt right, like light trying to shine through darkness. "I'm Ryan. I'll do what I can." He started by clearing the area around the ship. He moved the crates away and turned on portable lights. The beams reflected off the ship's dull surface. As he looked closer, he saw that some parts of the hull were covered in strange growths, like frozen moss made of metal dust. He brushed them off gently. Pip floated beside him, scanning the surface. The more Ryan cleaned, the more Loom spoke. Her voice was calm and kind. She told him she was built by an ancient race long gone. Her creators had loved their ships and treated them as living beings. When the Great War came, her fleet had been destroyed, and she had drifted into this system alone. Her power ran out, and she fell into sleep for centuries, until Ryan found her. Ryan listened as he worked. He used small magnetic brushes and cleaning drones to polish her hull. Every time a section shone again, Loom's voice grew clearer. It was as if she could feel his touch through the metal. She sometimes hummed softly, a tune that echoed across the hangar like the whisper of old stars. Hours passed. The dying star outside dimmed further, turning the hangar red. Ryan leaned against a crate, breathing heavily. His hands were black with grease and dust. Loom's hull looked cleaner now, glowing faintly with silver blue light. "You are doing well," Loom said. "I can feel the warmth returning." Orion smiled a little. "I've cleaned a lot of machines, but none of them ever thanked me." "I am not just a machine," she said. "I was made to carry life across galaxies. I remember the songs of my crew, their laughter, their fears. I remember how it felt to dance between suns. But all of that faded when the silence came." Ryan listened quietly. He could feel her sadness. He knew what silence could do. He had lived with it too long. "Maybe it's time to wake up again," he said. "You don't belong in this place," one of Loom whispered. "But I need energy. My core is weak. My systems are asleep. If you help me, I can rise again." Ryan nodded. He checked his tools and opened a small access panel near the ship's base. Inside, alien wires glowed faintly, connected to crystalline structures instead of metal parts. He had never seen anything like it. But he had learned to improvise. Using his knowledge of human engines, he built a power bridge between Loom's core and the station's auxiliary grid. When he connected the final wire, a bright pulse of light spread across the hangar. Loom's hull shimmered, and her voice sounded stronger. "I can see," she said softly. "Thank you," Ryan smiled again, feeling warmth in his chest that he had not felt in months. "Don't thank me yet," he said. "We still have a lot of work to do." I trust you," she replied. "You are human. Humans always try, even when the universe forgets them." That night, Ryan stayed near the ship. He ate his simple meal and watched the faint glow from Loom's surface. The hum of her systems blended with the hum of the old station, creating a new kind of peace. Pip rested beside him, charging quietly. Before he fell asleep, Ryan looked at the ship and whispered, "You're not alone anymore." For the first time since he arrived at the station, he slept deeply. In his dreams, he saw stars burning bright again, and a ship flying through them with him at the controls. Somewhere in those dreams, he heard Loom's voice, calm and hopeful. "Thank you, human. Tomorrow, I will tell you more. There is so much to remember." The dying star outside flickered weakly, but inside the hangar, light was returning. The human and the ancient ship had found each other in the silence of space, and something new had begun, a bond between life and machine. Between past and future, between two lonely souls reaching for the same light. The next morning, Ryan woke to the soft hum of energy moving through the hangar. For a moment he thought he was dreaming again, but when he opened his eyes, he saw faint blue lights running across Loom's hull. Her systems were waking, glowing like veins of light under smooth silver metal. The sight filled the hangar with a calm brightness that made Ryan forget where he was. "Good morning, Ryan," Loom said. Her voice was clearer now, though still gentle and calm. "You worked hard yesterday. My sensors tell me I am cleaner and receiving power again." Ryan stretched his arms and smiled. "Morning, Loom. I guess that means my repairs worked?" "They did," she said. "I can think more clearly now. My memory fragments are beginning to reconnect. I remember the colors of my creator's world. It had 2 suns and green oceans." Ryan looked at her hull with new curiosity. "Your creators must have been advanced to build something like you." "They were," she replied, "but even great beings can fall when they forget what they stand for. They built machines for war. I was not one of them. I was made for exploration and peace. That is why I survived." Her words stayed in his mind while he prepared his tools. He brought brushes, nano-cleaner gels, and portable water tanks. Pip followed him, beeping happily. Ryan climbed onto Loom's wing-like surface and began washing away the remaining grime. As his cloth moved across the metal, her surface gleamed like new silver. Each stroke revealed more of her beauty. "This must feel strange for you," Ryan said while he worked. "I have never been touched by human hands before," Loom said. "Your kind is young among the stars, but I sense something strong in you. You clean not just to fix, but to care. That is rare." Ryan laughed quietly. "Maybe I just hate dirty machines." "That is not true," Loom said softly. "You care because you are alone. I can feel it." He stopped scrubbing for a moment. The words hit close to home. It was true. He had been alone on the station for almost 2 years. Messages from Earth came only once a month, and no one ever replied directly to him. His life had become a pattern of silence. But now, this alien ship was speaking to him like an old friend. Maybe, said after a pause, but you're not alone anymore either. Loom's hull glowed a little brighter. That gives me peace. As hours passed, Ryan cleaned the entire front of her ship, uncovering elegant designs etched into the metal. They looked like waves and stars woven together. He realized that her builders saw beauty as part of function. While he worked, Loom told him stories of the stars she had visited, of planets made of crystal, and creatures that swam through space like fish through water. Her words painted pictures in his mind, and he began to understand how vast her memories were. At midday, he stopped to eat his meal. He sat on a crate near her nose section, eating slowly. Pip rolled around nearby, collecting broken bolts and dust. Loom remained quiet, but her lights pulsed softly as if breathing. Ryan looked up at her and said, "Do you know what happened to your creators?" There was a short silence before she answered, "They destroyed themselves. Their pride grew stronger than their wisdom. They created weapons that tore apart stars. In their last war, entire systems vanished. I was far away when it happened. I came back and found only silence. I waited in darkness until your kind found this station." Ryan lowered his gaze. "That sounds terrible," she said quietly. "But seeing you here reminds me that life continues. You humans rebuild from ruins. You make homes, even in places like this. That is something my creators forgot." Ryan wiped his hands and stood again. "Then maybe it's time we bring some life back into this place." He checked her internal systems next. With her guidance, he opened small maintenance hatches and found delicate circuits that pulsed like living veins. The technology was beyond anything human science had achieved. The wires looked like strands of light rather than metal. He worked carefully, cleaning them with precision. Loom spoke again while he worked. "I can sense you near my heart chamber, Ryan. It is the core that gives me thought and voice. It is still weak. The power you provided keeps me awake, but I cannot fly yet." "I'll fix that," Ryan said. "Step by step." "You're a good mechanic," she said softly. "You remind me of my first caretaker. He was patient, kind, and believed machines could have souls." Ryan smiled. "Maybe he was right." "Maybe you are proof of that belief," she said. By evening, Ryan had cleared all the corrosion from her left side. The light spread wider now, forming patterns like constellations. The hangar looked alive. The sound of energy filled the air again, not loud but steady, like a heartbeat. Loom's sensors began to respond more quickly, and her internal temperature stabilized. "You're improving fast," Ryan said, checking his readings. "I feel lighter," she said. "You bring warmth with your presence." Ryan rubbed his tired hands and sat down again. "Don't thank me yet. I still have a lot to do tomorrow." Loom's tone softened. "Ryan, may I ask you something?" "Sure. Why did you come to this lonely station? You do not belong among empty halls." Ryan looked at the dying star outside the hangar window. Its light was fading more each day. "It wasn't my choice. I signed up to serve wherever I was needed. The Union needed someone to maintain this place, so I came. It was supposed to be a short mission, but the next transport never arrived." "So you stayed," she said quietly. He nodded. "Yeah, the station became my world. I fixed things, cleaned, tried to stay busy. I told myself someone would come, but no one did." "I came," Loom said gently, "and I am glad I did." Ryan looked up at her, smiling faintly. "Yeah, me too." The next day, he continued his work, this time inside her. He crawled through narrow maintenance tunnels filled with alien lights. The walls felt smooth and alive, shifting slightly as if breathing. Loom guided him with her voice. "Turn left, Ryan. The power lines there are old. Be careful of the energy surge." "I see it," he said, tightening a connector. Sparks flashed for a moment, then settled. The lights grew brighter around him. "Well done," she said. "Your touch brings balance." "You make it sound like magic." "To me it is," she replied. "Human hands are strange. They are rough yet careful. My creators built me with precision, but they never worked with their own hands. They used machines to do everything. It's probably why they forgot what care feels like, Ryan said. He spent hours repairing her internal systems, connecting cooling units and aligning energy crystals. Each time he fixed something, Loom seemed to remember more. She told him how she once carried explorers across galaxies and how they would sing while watching new worlds form. Her memories filled the empty hangar with stories that made Ryan feel less alone. When he finally climbed out, his clothes were covered in dust, and his face was tired but happy. Loom's lights shone across her entire body now, gentle and bright. The hangar that once felt dead was alive again. "You've come a long way," Ryan said, sitting down beside her hole. "And I could not have done it without you," she said warmly. "You've restored more than my systems. You restored my hope." He leaned back against a crate and looked at her shining surface. "Guess we're both being restored in a way." There was silence for a moment, but it was a peaceful silence. Pip beeped softly and rolled between them. The old station's air filters hummed quietly in the background. "Tomorrow," Loom said, "I will show you something hidden within me. Something I could not reveal until now." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "Something dangerous?" "No," she replied. "Something important. It is part of why I asked you to help me." "You are ready to see it now," Ryan nodded, feeling curiosity rise again. He did not know what Loom would show him, but he trusted her now. She had become more than a machine to him. She was a companion in the endless dark, as he turned off the lights and prepared to rest. The faint glow from her hull filled the hangar. It was no longer just a workshop. It was a place of life again. The dying star outside flickered weakly, but the light inside the hangar grew stronger. Two beings, one of flesh and one of metal, were beginning to heal together. That night, as Ryan drifted into sleep, Loom's voice echoed softly in his mind. "Sleep well, human. You have done more than repair a ship. You have brought light back to the stars." When Ryan woke the next morning, the hangar was filled with a gentle hum that sounded like the whisper of wind through trees. Loom's lights danced across the walls, forming faint blue waves that shimmered like water. The air felt warmer, alive with quiet energy. Ryan rubbed his eyes and stretched, feeling a sense of excitement. Loom had said she would show him something hidden, something important. "Good morning, Loom," he said as he stood up. "Good morning," Ryan, her voice replied, calm and clear. "You have worked with patience and care. Because of you, my systems are stable. I can now open a place I have kept closed for a very long time." Ryan blinked, curious. "A place inside you?" "Yes," Loom said softly. "A chamber deep within my core. It holds something my creators left behind. I was afraid to open it before, but now I feel safe with you." Ryan smiled faintly. "All right, show me the way." A line of soft light appeared on her surface, leading to a hidden hatch at the rear of the ship. Ryan approached it carefully. The metal shimmered like liquid, shifting open at his touch. A faint mist escaped as the hatch revealed a narrow passage leading inside. "Be careful," Loom warned. "The energy levels there are unstable. Parts of the chamber are decayed." "I'll be fine," Ryan said, taking his tools and crawling inside. The tunnel was narrow, smooth, and filled with faint humming. As he moved forward, strange lights flickered on the walls, patterns that looked almost like symbols or language. He reached the end of the passage and entered a round chamber bathed in pale blue light. At the center floated a crystal sphere, glowing weakly and spinning slowly in the air. Ryan stared at it in awe. "What is that?" "That," Loom said quietly, "is my memory core. It holds the final thoughts of my creators, their knowledge, their songs, and their history. It is all that remains of them." Ryan stepped closer. The core gave off a faint pulse, almost like a heartbeat. Tiny sparks ran across its surface. "It looks damaged," he said. "Yes," Loom replied. "It has been decaying for centuries. I locked it away to protect it, but time has taken its toll. The data is collapsing. If it fails completely, everything about my people will vanish forever." Ryan studied the core carefully. He could see cracks forming across its surface. He reached out his hand, feeling a gentle warmth from the crystal. "Maybe I can fix it." "You would do that?" Loom asked softly. "It is dangerous." The energy inside can harm organic life if released. Ryan smiled. You said it yourself. Humans always try, even when the odds are against them. He unpacked his repair kit and began scanning the core with his small tools. The readings made no sense to him, numbers and frequencies far beyond human understanding, but he trusted his instincts. He had repaired machines older than him, and he knew that patience was more important than knowledge. As he worked, Loom spoke quietly. I can feel the energy moving. You are stabilizing it. My sensors show that the decay is slowing. That's good, Ryan said, adjusting a connector. But your system architecture is nothing like ours. I'll need to bridge it with human tech. He returned to the hangar to fetch a small power converter from the station. When he came back, he connected it to the crystal chamber using insulated cables. The converter hummed softly, and the crystal began to glow brighter. Your methods are strange, Loom said with a hint of wonder. You mix broken parts and still make them work. Ryan chuckled. That's what humans do. We use what we have and hope it holds together. The light from the core began to shift, growing steadier. Then suddenly a wave of energy spread through the chamber. The walls shimmered, and images appeared in the air, holograms of strange beings with tall forms and gentle faces. They looked peaceful, almost translucent. Loom's voice trembled slightly. My creators. I remember them. Ryan watched in silence. The holograms showed the beings building ships, exploring planets, and sharing laughter. Then the scenes changed. War, fire, and collapse. Their worlds burned, their ships shattered, and their voices faded. The last image was of a single ship, Loom fleeing into the dark. When the vision ended, the chamber dimmed again. Ryan looked at the core. They were beautiful, he said quietly. Yes, Loom whispered. And foolish. They built wonders and destroyed them with pride. I was meant to carry their memory to new stars, but I failed. You didn't fail, Ryan said firmly. You survived. And now you're sharing their story. That means they still exist in some way. There was a long pause before Loom spoke again. You speak with heart, Ryan. I begin to understand why humans endure. You find hope even when there is none. He smiled. That's what keeps us going. As he continued repairing the core, Loom guided him through alien commands and data patterns. He connected new stabilizers and reinforced the cracked structure with nano-bonding resin. The work took hours, and sweat dripped from his forehead. But he refused to stop. At last, the core pulsed with strong light, and a deep hum filled the ship. Energy surged through Loom's systems. The ship's interior lights brightened, and her voice grew stronger than ever. Ryan, she said, it worked. My memories are whole again. I can feel the full range of my systems returning. He sat down, breathing hard. Good to hear. I thought I might blow us both up for a minute there. You did not, Loom said warmly. You gave me back my past. For that, I am grateful beyond words. Ryan smiled tiredly. Then I guess it was worth the risk. You risked yourself for me. A machine from a forgotten age, she said softly. Why? Because you're not just a machine, he replied. You feel, you remember, and you care. That's enough reason for me. Loom fell silent for a moment, and when she spoke again, her voice was filled with quiet emotion. Then I promise to carry your kindness in my memory for as long as I exist. Later, as Ryan returned to the hangar, the ship's exterior began to change. The cleaned hull shimmered with new light, forming smooth patterns that glowed like starlight. Loom's full power was slowly coming back. He stood there watching in amazement. You're shining again. I feel alive, she said. My sensors are reading clear signals. My engines are functional, though, still weak. I can feel the pull of the stars outside. Ryan checked his readings on the station console. Your systems are stable enough for a small power test. We could try activating your engines just for a few seconds, Loom said eagerly. Let us try. He stepped back as the ground vibrated. A deep tone filled the hangar as Loom's engines glowed with pale blue fire. The air shimmered, and dust lifted from the floor. For the first time in centuries, she moved a slow, graceful rise above the deck. Only a few meters high, Ryan watched in awe. "You're flying," she said with gentle laughter. "Just remembering how it feels." After a few moments, the light faded, and she settled back onto the hangar floor. The hum quieted, leaving only the sound of Ryan's heartbeat echoing in his ears. "That was beautiful," he said softly. It was Loom replied. "Thank you, Ryan. You have brought life where there was only silence." He nodded and sat down, still amazed. "You know, you might just make me believe that machines can have souls." "Perhaps souls are not limited to flesh," Loom said. "Perhaps they are the spark that drives all who choose to care." As night fell across the station, the hangar glowed softly with her light. Ryan leaned against a crate, exhausted but content. He looked at the stars through the cracked window. Loom's voice came gently once more. "Ryan, my systems are stable enough to travel soon. But before we leave, I must tell you something. The memory core holds coordinates, a place where something powerful sleeps. It was my creator's final gift to whoever found me. I think you were meant to." Ryan looked up at her, eyes filled with curiosity. "A hidden place?" "Yes," she said. "A world untouched by war. A place that could bring hope again." He smiled faintly. "Then maybe that's where we're going next." "Yes," Loom replied. Together, the hangar fell quiet again, but it was a peaceful kind of silence. The dying star outside flickered weakly, yet the light inside the station burned brighter than ever. The human and the ancient ship had uncovered a forgotten secret. And in doing so, they had awakened something far greater than memory. They had awakened purpose. The following morning, the hangar was alive with a soft blue glow. Loom's hull shimmered brightly, and every panel and circuit hummed steadily. Ryan walked around her, checking the power readings. Her energy levels were strong, and her systems were fully operational. For the first time in centuries, she was whole. "Ryan," Loom said, her voice calm and filled with quiet excitement, "I can feel the stars calling again. I am ready to leave this station." Ryan nodded. "It has been a long time coming. I never thought I would see this day." He climbed onto her surface and helped connect the last systems to the auxiliary energy grid. The hum of her engines began to resonate through the hangar. Pipes shook gently, lights danced across the walls, and the whole structure seemed to vibrate with life. Loom's glow spread outward, painting the station in silver blue light. "Ready?" Ryan asked. "Yes," she said. "Let us move." With a low, steady pulse, Loom lifted off the floor. The hangar lights reflected off her hull as she rose gracefully. Dust swirled around her like tiny stars, and Ryan held on tight as she maneuvered carefully. The station's old walls were filled with echoes of movement, but nothing fell. She hovered near the ceiling before aligning with the exit to space. "Engaging propulsion," Ryan said, checking the console. Loom's engines glowed brighter, and the station fell behind them. The red light of the dying star dimmed further as they moved into open space. The hum of her engines was smooth, almost musical. Ryan felt a rush of excitement he had not known in years. "You were made to see this," he said softly, looking at her polished hull reflecting distant stars. "I was," Loom said, "and now I can carry it forward. My memory core is stable. My past is preserved. But there is more to explore, Ryan. Places my creators could never return to." They traveled slowly at first, gliding past asteroid fields and silent satellites. Loom's sensors mapped everything, showing colors and forms that Ryan had never seen before. He leaned over the console, recording everything. "This is incredible," he whispered. "All these systems, and no one has been here for centuries?" Loom's voice was calm. "I remember it all, and now I share it with you. You are learning what it means to see beyond your world." As they approached the edge of a nebula, the colors shifted. Pink and gold gases glimmered in the distance, reflecting off Loom's hull. Ryan watched, breathless. "It's beautiful," Loom said. "I have not seen this beauty in a long time. The stars speak in colors, Ryan, if you know how to look." Suddenly, a small fleet of scavenger ships appeared on the sensors. Their shapes were angular and aggressive. Ryan frowned. "We are not alone. They sense my energy," Loom said. They want what I carry. Ryan's hands flew over the controls. We cannot let them take you. With a steady pulse, Loom adjusted her shields. Blue energy expanded around the hull, pushing the small ships back. They fired beams, but the shields absorbed every strike. Ryan realized how different she was from anything humans had built. Loom said, "We must act quickly. I can create an interference field to hide us, but I need your help to stabilize it." He worked fast, connecting power relays and recalibrating the system. Sparks flew across the console, but he remained focused. Loom's shields glowed brighter. The scanners showed the enemy fleet losing track of them. "It's working," he said, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Good," she said. "The field will last until we leave this sector. After that, we can travel safely." The fleet disappeared from view, searching elsewhere. Ryan let out a deep breath. That was too close. "You humans are clever," Loom said with calm admiration. "Even when faced with danger, you do not give up. That is why I trust you." They continued their journey, moving faster now. Loom guided them through broken star systems, past ruins of battles long forgotten. Ryan watched as shattered planets and derelict ships floated silently in space. Each fragment told a story of loss and hope. "This is what they left behind," Loom said. "My creators' mistakes, their victories, their failures. All of it is here, waiting to be remembered." Ryan looked at the ruins, thinking about how humans had rebuilt after wars and disasters on Earth. "We learn from what is left behind. That's how we survive." "Yes," Loom said. "And now, I will help you learn from the stars. My memory core contains knowledge your kind can use. Together, we can preserve what was lost and create something new." As they moved further, Loom transmitted a faint signal into the galaxy. It was a call for any survivors of her creators or anyone who might recognize the technology she carried. Weeks passed and no reply came. Yet Ryan did not feel despair. He knew that the journey itself was part of the discovery. One evening, as they glided near a quiet star cluster, Loom spoke softly. "Ryan, you have shown me something my creators never understood. Care, patience, and persistence can restore even what seems lost." He smiled. "I guess we found that together." "Indeed," Loom said. "And soon we will reach a place that holds more than memory. A place my creators left for those who could carry hope forward." Ryan felt excitement rise in his chest. "You mean the coordinates from your memory core?" "Yes," she said. "The world is untouched by war. It can be a new beginning, if we can reach it safely." The stars stretched ahead like a ribbon of light. Loom's engines pulsed steadily, and the interference field remained strong around them. Danger had been avoided, yet the sense of purpose grew stronger. "Ryan," Loom said, "once we reach that place, you will see why I asked for your help. It is not just my memory you have restored. It is the hope of an entire civilization." He looked at her, awe in his eyes. "Then we must get there. Whatever it takes," as Loom said. "We travel not only for me, but for all who came before and all who may come after. Humans are resilient, Ryan. Your kind carries light even in the darkest places." Together, they moved past the nebula, through silent asteroid belts, and into uncharted space. Each moment reminded Ryan of how special humans could be. They adapted, they solved, they survived. And with Loom by his side, he realized that the universe held endless possibilities as night fell across the distant stars. Ryan rested near the console. Pip rolled beside him, lights blinking softly. Loom hovered above, her engine steady and bright. The bond between human and machine had grown stronger than either could have imagined. "Tomorrow," Loom whispered, "we will reach the coordinates. And then you will see the true gift of my creators. But for now, rest, Ryan. We need your strength." He nodded, leaning back against the hull. The stars outside were endless, and inside the ship, light and warmth filled every corner. The journey was far from over, but hope had returned to the galaxy. Carried by a human heart and an ancient starship working together, The next morning, the stars stretched endlessly ahead. Ryan woke to the soft hum of Loom's engines and the glow of her polished hull. Today was the day they would reach the coordinates stored in her memory core. A place untouched by war, a world that promised hope and new beginnings. His heart raced with anticipation. "Good morning, Ryan," Loom said softly. "We are approaching the coordinates. I can feel the energy of the world. It is alive, vibrant, and full of potential." Ryan nodded. "I have waited for this moment for a long time. Let's see what your creators left behind." The stars shifted as they moved closer to the system. A green-blue planet appeared ahead, glowing under the light of a nearby sun. Rivers and forests stretched across its surface, untouched by civilization. Mountains rose like guardians, and clouds drifted lazily over the oceans. Ryan could see the planet's beauty even from space. "It is magnificent," he whispered. "Yes," Loom said, her lights pulsing softly. "This world was meant to inspire. My creators built the memory core and left this place so that life could continue after destruction. It is a sanctuary, a place of hope." Ryan prepared the landing systems. Loom's engines glowed brighter as she descended toward the planet. The moment her hull touched the surface, dust and small stones shifted under her weight. Ryan climbed down carefully, scanning the land with his portable sensors. Everything was pristine. No signs of life, but the energy of the planet felt alive, almost welcoming. "This is incredible," Ryan said. "No one has been here before, not for centuries," Loom said. "It is ready to receive new life, and now humans have arrived." Ryan walked across the soft ground, feeling a sense of calm he had not experienced in years. The air was fresh, carrying the scent of minerals and growing plants. Loom's voice guided him. "There are places here where seeds from other worlds could grow," she said. "Rivers that can sustain life. Mountains that can shelter it. You are the first visitor, Ryan. You have the honor of planting hope." He looked at her glowing hull. "Then I guess it's our job to help this world start again," Loom said. "Together, we can prepare it. The knowledge in my memory core can help. It contains everything humans need to rebuild, understand, and grow." Over the next days, Ryan worked alongside Loom. They deployed energy shields to stabilize the environment and used devices from the station to map the land. The crystal core of Loom projected holographic models of cities, gardens, and tools, showing how humans could live in harmony with the world. Ryan recorded everything carefully. "This is more than restoration," he said one evening. "It's like giving life a second chance." "Indeed," Loom said. "My creators wanted to preserve life, even after their mistakes. You, Ryan, are now part of that promise." As the days passed, Ryan and Loom explored the planet. Rivers were clear and full of energy. Forests stretched across valleys and hills, and small caves dotted the mountains. They found minerals rich with energy, perfect for human tools and machines. Every discovery brought excitement. One evening, as Ryan rested near a crystal-clear stream, Loom spoke. "You have done more than repair me, Ryan. You have restored hope to the universe. My memory core preserves the past, but you carry it forward with your actions." He smiled faintly. "I never thought I'd leave the station for something like this. I thought I was just fixing old machines." "You did more than fix machines," Loom said softly. "You revived a soul. You showed care and persistence. That is what makes humans special." Ryan leaned back, feeling the warmth of the planet's sun on his face. For the first time, he felt truly alive. "Then maybe humans were meant for more than survival," he said. "Maybe we were meant to bring hope to places like this." "Yes," Loom replied. "Your kind carries light, even in the darkest corners of space." The following days were filled with planning. Ryan used Loom's guidance to set up small bases where humans could one day arrive. Water was purified, energy sources secured, and shelters built using natural formations. Loom projected maps from her core showing the best places for growth, agriculture, and exploration. Each step felt like building a future, not just surviving. As they worked, Loom shared more stories from her memory core. Tales of her creators' achievements, their wisdom, and their failures. Ryan listened, learning from their experiences and understanding how knowledge could be used wisely. He felt gratitude for the trust Loom had placed in him. Ryan, Loom said, "One evening, you have shown me that humans can care deeply, even when life seems small and fragile. You remind me of why the universe continues. You are the reason hope survives." He looked at her glowing whole, feeling a bond deeper than he could describe. "I think we make a good team," he said softly. "Humans and machines. Together." "Yes," Loom said warmly. "Together we can protect this world and share knowledge with others. Your actions today will echo across the stars." When night fell, the sky was filled with stars. The planet below shimmered with quiet energy, untouched and perfect. Ryan lay down near the stream, feeling the gentle pulse of life around him. Loom hovered nearby, her lights dimmed slightly as she monitored the environment. "Ryan," she said softly, "one day, other humans will come here. They will learn from this place and from what we have done. They will build, explore, and carry hope forward. And they will know that a single human can make a difference." He smiled, closing his eyes. "Then we've done our job, haven't we?" "Yes," Loom replied. "But our journey is just beginning. There are more stars, more worlds, and more hope to carry. And I will be with you, Ryan, as long as you need me." As he drifted into sleep, Ryan felt a quiet joy. The lonely days on the station, the long nights of repairs, the challenges of restoring Lumal had led to this. He had found purpose, companionship, and hope. The planet glowed under the light of its sun, and Loom's energy pulsed steadily, a constant reminder of life restored. Humans had arrived, not just as explorers, but as bearers of hope. And in that moment, Ryan knew that the universe was not empty. It was filled with potential, with light, and with stories waiting to be written. "Tomorrow," Loom whispered, "we will continue to prepare this world. And together, we will ensure that life thrives here for generations to come." Ryan smiled, feeling the weight of his journey, but also its promise. "Yes, Loom, together." The stars stretched endlessly above, but for the first time, the horizon below held more than darkness. It held life, hope, and the promise of tomorrow. And in that promise, Ryan and Loom had found their place in the universe, a human and a starship, united in purpose, ready to bring light to the galaxy.